The word marriage carries a certain level of benefit.
In this country, marriage is recognized as some kind of higher form of relationship.
I think what people are beginning to realize is that for lesbian gay couples, it's no different.
Marriage takes care of people, and gay and lesbian couples have the same problems that heterosexual couples have, and so we need the same protections.
The state certainly cannot tell me who to love, but this state can tell me who I can marry.
They should not ever have to say, we're not getting married because we can't. It should be a choice.
I think we should be encouraging people to have long-term relationships. I think we should be encouraging stable families.
I believe that part of the pursuit of happiness is being able to be with the person that you love.
I still remember the day that I was married. It's the happiest day of my life. And my wife and I look back on that day often.
When my husband and I got married, we made one of our marriage vows that we would do everything to help achieve the freedom to marry for all of our gay and lesbian friends.
California is the unique and exciting place it is because we have all these different groups within it. One way of valuing our diversity is making sure that everybody has the freedom to marry.
My eldest daughter has been married for 22 years, has a wonderful marriage. My youngest daughter is not allowed to share her life legally with her partner to take the responsibilities of marriage just because she's gay. That's not right.
In 1989, my grandfather, Cesar Chavez, spoke to gays and lesbians at the march in Washington, D.C. His message was about commitment and about equality, and I believe that he would be a supporter of this issue today.
The Let California Ring campaign is an unprecedented effort to open the hearts and minds of millions of Californians about the freedom to marry. So let's get that conversation started.
It's an unequal law in America that some people can marry and some cannot. And I believe that the law should be applied across all lines.
In California, we have a very comprehensive domestic partner law, but it doesn't have any of that ritual of transformation that marriage has.
Everyone should have the freedom to marry because these are rights that are extended to other people. And we're giving it to some and not to others. It's called inequality.
This is America, and we preach around the world freedom means a lot, and yet in this country, there's only a certain group of people can be married.
Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of?
I believe everybody should have the freedom to marry because I don't see any benefit that is done to people, especially people like myself as a kid of same-sex parents, from denying anybody the freedom to marry.
We have the rights and the responsibilities to fully participate in our communities and to be protected and respected as such.
Even though that may not be what we're choosing at this time, I totally support the right, the freedom to marry.
Love is love, and having your love legally sanctioned is a right.
Si una madre quiere ser feliz, es viendo a sus hijos felices.
We met in law school.
On the first day.
On the first day.
Somehow, we just found each other.
Yeah, gravitational pull.
We grew up with the American dream of being married and having children too, just like everyone else.
We were getting ready to celebrate our 50th anniversary in 2004, and we're trying to figure out how to do something that was meaningful for us, and we decided, well, we'll have a commitment ceremony.
I remember that my partner Maybach called me on the phone at about 5 o'clock, and she said, I don't know if you've seen the news, but actually lesbian and gay people are getting married legally at City Hall right now.
We got in line about 7:30 in the morning and stood there for many hours.
To this day, I get chills and my knees go weak when I think about it.
And then that afternoon we were married, and it was much more emotional than I thought it would be.
Something that I didn't think would happen in my lifetime was happening to us right then.
The The 6 months I felt legally married was the best of my life. I don't want anyone else to go through what I've had to go through when Bill passed away. I felt that I was treated very second class and denied a lot of the things that I expected to get.
I am a Christian, and I think I care about every person that God ever made.
As a Unitarian, I know that there are gay and lesbian people just as there are straight people with all kinds of different religious beliefs. That's really not the point. The point is that all of us want to be free to marry.
We're just like any other household.
We did the same things that everybody else did. Had family meetings together, we went to church together.
I think that having a child proves that there's no difference between us. We get up, we go to work, we take him to school. I have to force him to brush his teeth, just like every other parent has to do.
When my middle daughter was in a shoe store, and the guy who was selling shoes said, "Oh, is your daddy gonna like these shoes when he sees them?" And my daughter said, "Don't be silly, I have 2 mommies." And just the viewpoint is fantastic.
Él no se va a quedar atrás. Porque es gay, no se va a quedar atrás.
I have no doubt that sometime in the not too distant future we will look back on this debate with just amazement that anyone ever questioned whether all people should have that basic human right.
Marriage is in the heart.
I know what you're doing.
As someone who is transgendered, I want the exact same thing that everybody else wants. I want to love, I want to be loved.
I'm married to her. This is my wife, and nobody could tell me different.
There's no reason that just because I'm in a same-sex relationship that I shouldn't have the same rights and benefits and responsibilities as everyone else.
Why can't we just have access to something that is universal and people understand when you say this is my partner, everyone knows exactly what that means.
If us marrying would, pave the way for others to be able to stand up and follow their own true feelings, we'd be more than happy,
Now slow down.
For most people, all it takes to get them to a position of full support is to have that one humanizing conversation with a gay or lesbian person or an ally.
When you give them a human idea, when you can say, this affects me, I'm hurt by this, 9 times out of 10 people want to support you.
California has 38 million people. Opening hearts and minds in California will have a ripple effect across the rest of the country and across the rest of the world. We need 3 things from you.
First, talking to 15, 25, or 100 people that you know. Tell them your personal story. Secondly,
we need you to put in your time to organize others to help us have those millions of conversations we need to make this campaign succeed. And third, we need you to contribute. We need major givers, people who can write checks for $1,000, $2,000, $10,000.
Give 10, 25, 100 or more dollars.
We need everybody watching to give what they can.
Our love should be celebrated just like other love should be celebrated. It's not just equal, it's wonderful.
Let's get the conversation started. Let California ring.